Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today, oh gosh, it's already December. It is a Sunday, December 1st, 2019. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can do all of the social stuff through the links in the description below the video. Oh boy. So, it's been about 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks since last playing the Pie Suite for me. Took a bit of a detour to play through Pokemon Shield. We officially didn't have 4 scheduled Pie streams during that time, as well as 1 scheduled Morrowind stream, because let's not forget, this past Thursday was Thanksgiving in the United States, so I was not going to stream on that day anyway. But we're now back to the usual schedule, fortunately enough, and I have to, figure out everything that I was doing. I don't remember where we exactly left off. I have this vague memory of perhaps starting to think about and plan out what we might be doing to, make some heavy fermion material, which means processing uranium. Uranium processing. I think that's going to be on the agenda today. As for a few notes before we officially begin, uh, the tutorial that will go live later on today is going to be helium. Helium! I will talk about helium. I will not, go into number depth on helium, but I will discuss the methods of making helium, as well as discuss sort of why regolite mining is the better way to make helium once you've gotten the buildings to make the full helium chain. Just a little bit of note about that. Just it's all in the fact that you get byproducts that can also make the dry gas stream. So you get stone and gravel in processing your regolite as well. So that's where the most comes out of that processing. So yeah, that will be going up later today. And a thing of all of the changes in the Pie Suite over the past couple of weeks that my eyes sort of opened up when I saw it. So there's now a pump jack recipe that gives you free water. Um, just in case you didn't know, there is now the free water. Yes, Pyanodon, big smiley face. Yep, that's the one thing that I noticed is oh hey, and actually somewhat balanced infinite water, because you still, when you first start the game, you're not going to have access to that. You won't have access to that until you can actually build the Pi pump jacks. So, and then you have to actually devote the resources to building the Pi pump jacks to get your free water. Granted, since everyone's using that ugly well, yeah. Uh, Granted, the thing about it is it's only as good as 1200 units per second, so it won't be worth using the higher tiered pump jacks. So just bear that in mind. Just the output, just from the fluid mechanics, is just awful with only one uh, output pipe from the building. Let's see, do I have any updates? Don't think so, no. So I cap things at 1200 per second when I'm thinking about pipe uh, throughput. So if your pump jack is making more than 1200, there is very much likely going to be some sort of a loss there. There will very likely be a loss there, which the high-tech pump jack. I was actually looking at this a little bit ago. If I can find where in the world did I leave my pump jacks? They are somewhere. My pump jacks are somewhere. Up, up, up. Come on. Come on, game. You can do it. No, seriously, where are my pump jacks? Over left? Left? Down. Right here. The high tech is like 1500 per second on the water. Oh, by the way, Pyanodon, ever perpetual with the lack of the migration script. I had to run the command to tech reset to get the water recipe. Is water only on the high-tech jacks? No, water is on every pump jack. Water is on every pump jack. I'm just making the point here that if the water is greater than 1200 per second, it really doesn't matter, so you shouldn't use anything beyond the Mark II for the water. Yeah, it's just the pump jacks have different speeds associated with them. Put all that back in there. Also, there was one thing that I noticed. If I can find it again. So over here, so the gas refinery Mark III doesn't actually require, like, biopolymer. Or super steel. Or anything like that. So, this whole time, I could have just made Mark III gas refineries. Just, It's like, yeah, so this one, the coal bed extractor, yeah, that's fine. This one, this wood processing unit, yeah, this is something I don't have in the biopolymer. You could shove directly into a tank. That, I think, would work. You could use that, but then you're having to keep track of, like, how much throughput you have. Like, how many output pipes at the full throughput you actually have as well. But yes, you could do direct insertion into a tank, I guess, technically, using one of the faster pump jacks to give you more. That would be an option, I suppose. But yeah, so... This recipe, I think, is lacking a few things. By comparison to everything else. Just, gonna throw that out there. For the gas refinery. So my base is currently, like, waiting on the production of belt right now, I'm pretty sure, to build stuff that I placed last time. Something along those lines. So I've got... I think I've set up something for tin. I think I may have set something up for tin. I guess I need more tin for something. Just casually. It's tin. It's tin. It's tin. Processing. Yeah, where's the ore coming in for this? Here, follow the belt. Let's play follow the belt. Follow the belt. It's this way. Down. Over. Ah, I think this is coming from... Yeah, this is coming... Ahem. Da-da-da-da-da. Where was that again? Hey, guess what we're doing? Guess what we're doing now? Yep, that would be the Megabine on 10. This is a mine sitting on 32 mil, so it'll last a while. Not an infinite while, but it will last a while. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing, right? Note what I've done here as well, uh, because this is eventually going to have a whole bunch of beacons around it. Cough, cough. With speed modules, it will be able to shove into the chest at whatever speed this ends up going. No one knows what the command is. It's been posted several times in the forum. Uh, this is the command. I don't know how well you can read the command here, but it has been posted on the forum several times in the Pyanodons section. You can search for tech reset command, I guess. But yeah, that's in there. Um, it technically actually does exist even in the mod itself, in the code of the mod, in migration files. Just crack open one of the mods, any of them really. Most of them have that in there. It's literally, it's just down to the fact that that Pyanodon hasn't changed the number of the version to load the proper migration file. It it's rather finicky with that. It's like, well, the migration's technically in there. It's just it's not the name of the current version, so it doesn't get run every time, unless you remember to redo the version on it. Uh, yeah, so this will reset your recipes, your techs, and your tech effects. It doesn't remove anything; it just resets it. So yeah, no matter how fast this building outputs, it's always going to enter the chest, and then the loader will shove out as fast as the loader can shove out from the chest. So it's balanced, shall we say. I could use a bigger chest here. Yeah, I'm apparently doing that now. Um, Therefore, why I set up this beautiful thing, which is apparently waiting on a little bit of belt. I need a bit more belt, and I think right now my limit on the belts, because I have a lot of blue belt as well, that needs to be created. The limit on the blue belt is, oddly enough, super alloy. Super alloy, I think, is the bottleneck there. If I go down, yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, it's super alloy. Super alloy is the thing that is the limiting factor here, but why? Why is super alloy the limiting factor? Hey, buddy, super alloy. We need to have a chat with you. What is your limiting factor here? Well, it's not the nickel. It's not the nickel. It is the aramid? It is the aramid. Huh. Well, alrighty then. Aramid is supposed to be being made here? Like, I know I've got you. What are you Ah, well, I have 4 tanks with helium. I don't know if they're 4 full tanks of helium. Are they 4 full tanks of helium? Where are they? Yeah, they're full. I have 4 full tanks of helium of the big tanks. This is through the liquid petroleum method to get the helium, by the way. And the this is the setup that I blueprinted out to explain helium in the tutorial that's going live today. Uh, I just point out that this little section here, this little section is just for the liquid petroleum. These 3 steps here is just the liquid petroleum, but everything else is going to be what you need to do, regardless of how you get your dry gas stream. Several ways of getting the dry gas stream, but with regolites being the best way, quote unquote, it's just I'm doing petroleum here. Is there a way to prioritize energy source? You're making power in steam engines that you want to be used first, but the game prioritizes other sources. Yeah, that's a perpetual issue just in how the game uses energy. Yeah, you have to do like circuit network stuff to try to do prioritization of that. Uh, yeah, it's unfortunate. There's no real way to do that in the game right now. That's just how Factorio works and how it uses the energy that's being produced. There are some methods using circuit networks to help with that. It would basically mean that you turn off everything but your steam power, unless and until your power draw is high enough to need that power, in which case then it turns on what you need, but then it balances back out again. It just shifts it back again. It's always going to not fully prioritize one over another in the way that you might want, which is very sad. So the aramid here, the answer to this bottleneck is sodium hydroxide. This one is sodium hydroxide as its limit, it looks like. It says 10 is on its way to be delivered. I just need more than that, I guess. That's unexpected. You know, if Immortal Sniper was here, they'd be saying that that's totally expected. That hey, it's our good friend, the sodium hydroxide that is used in immense amounts in this mod. Anyway, thing is, this might be a good time to do better aramid. You know, this might just be a good time to do better aramid, since better aramid is better, right? Better aramid is better. I think we can agree that better aramid is better. So, it might be a good time to set this up. We would need some denier microfiber, which is acrolein, which is easy. I don't like the glycerol, but yeah, I do not like the glycerol, but I do like the concept of tholins. Excuse me. This would be my acrolein recipe of choice. Chromium and propene, and then the actual subdeniers, which we're going to need anyway for the superconductor servo mechanisms and the condo substrate. It also, with Resilin, is a better biofilm recipe, so this stuff is nifty. Uh, I think I need to make this stuff. Now, microfiber, this is where we're going to get the sodium hydroxide usage here. I'm not currently making microfiber. It is only used in sub-denier microfiber. Interesting. Question that I am asking myself right now is, how does the sodium hydroxide count differ? For now, yes, for now. How much sodium hydroxide is actually used here in the subdenier microfiber per unit aramid? So it's 1 to 20. Well, that's a good sign. It's 1 to 20, and then 5 to 1. So that's 4. So that's 1 microfiber per 4 aramid. Is that my answer? I think that's my answer. One microfiber per 4. If it's going to be 5 going into 20. So, and then it's 3 for every 2. All right. So if it's 0.25 per unit aramid, let's see. 3 per 3 units sodium hydroxide, 2 units microfiber times 0.25, 0.375 units of sodium hydroxide per aramid versus this recipe, which is way more than that. So yes, this is the alternative recipe here using the subdenier microfibers will use significantly less units of sodium hydroxide per unit of aramid than the other recipe, because this is a number that is a lot close. This is 0.8 to 1 for sodium hydroxide, and then this recipe with the subdenier is like 0.375. So it uses less than half, or more. Yeah, it uses less than half than previously, ish. And there might be the ability to use productivity modules in all of this to make that a little bit better. Cough, cough. Maybe. So I think I want to set this up. Now, the microfiber. Why is microfiber not called microfiber? That's interesting. So this is in pulp mills, fiber, sodium hydroxide. This reminds me of rayon. This is making me think rayon, fiber, sodium hydroxide. You know, fiber and sodium hydroxide. By the way, so the reason why I don't have sodium hydroxide right now is because I am demanding a lot of rayon. That would be why I don't have as much of the sodium hydroxide. I need something. I need to, like, just copy this, really. Copy this, really. And not include any of this and just output into a chest on the stuffs here. That would give me a lot more sodium hydroxide and solve the immediate problem. I think I might just do that. The issue is I'm trying to build in a new pattern. and this doesn't quite fit this new pattern. Oh, there's an idea. Yeah, I'll do that. I shall do this. Let me do a copy, grab all of this. How far up we going? To right about there. Yeah. Throw that down there. I will need to get rid of a lot of this. I'd rather physically do this. I'm going to rotate it and put it way off at the side here. So I'm just going to walk over there so I can make some adjustments. Turn off the nanobots while I do this. And this is red belt, so it should get built and start functioning a little bit faster than other stuffs. Light oil refinery. My light oil refinery! My singular light oil refinery. There it is, for all to see. The beautiful light oil refinery that apparently no one uses. Ahem. So I'm doing all this, by the way, to help with just finishing what I've already built. To make use of my helium. As for the super alloy. Because I'm going to need a lot of super alloy. I need to take care of these bottlenecks as quickly as possible. Then I'll go into the planning out, at the very least, of the uranium processing. I have to find and pull up my flowchart for that. Let's see, where am I going to place this? That is a good question. Probably all the way up. Up, and away. And I am also not blind to the fact that what I'm about to do is going to give me a lot of sodium hydroxide that's going to be way out in the middle of nowhere. That the robots are going to have a lot of flight time to get. I'm okay with that for now. For now. You. Rotate. Rotate that way. And I need you placed right here for me. And then I need to kill all of this. Just get rid of all of it. I don't need this belt either. I mean, yes, you can do this from the blueprint, but it's a lot easier to do it when it's on the actual map. Now all of my construction bots should be coming out here to try and build this, or at least a bunch of them, a few of them. Now, I'm trying to think, what pipes do I need in? What fluids do I need to feed this? Do I need to feed this with anything? I'm trying to remember. What is my input here outside of an initial seed of limestone that this is going to need? Because I will need an initial seed of limestone to get this all started. And of course, coke in, which I think I'm actually producing here. I think this actually produces a bit more than what I actually... No, this... Alright, so this will produce the coke and the salt that will be used to make the sodium hydroxide. That's what all of this is for, ultimately. All these algae plantations and so on and so forth. They'll produce the salt and all of that good stuffs. What is with all of these belts? What do these all, like, do exactly? You are the sodium hydroxide. So you get to exist there. And what are all of these? That were those? Where's my thingy again? Rayon? Here? Ah! Coke and yeah, that stuff. None of this, these two lines don't need to exist. So this is fine. Goodbye! Hello, construction bots. All of my glorious construction bots. Oh yeah, and that'll void out excess limestone. Yeah, that's fine. Don't need any of these belts. I think. Yeah, there we go. Now, I just have to hope that this doesn't, like, back up on me. Seize up at any point. Otherwise, that's that. That'll be the wonderful and glorious sodium hydroxide. More sodium hydroxide. I am out of coffee. I'm sad. I've got no more coffee in my cup. Oh, here they come with more bots. Let's go. Also, maybe I can actually start building some of this now myself. What even is this pipe supposed to be? I don't know. You are doing what now? Where's your input? Oh, here. This is voiding the coal dust. That's what that's doing. So it's mushrooms into coal into, well, stuff and red hot coke, processing into coke. So this is for the tar, for the saline water, for the salt, and the tailings are being made into nexolite, a little bit of extra nexolite, and then down here we've got a little bit of limestone to go into this. It doesn't need like a ton. It just needs enough to get going. Really, since I'm not feeding limestone into anything else for this setup, I can safely remove all of this after a little bit of time passes. But it will always need salt. And I'll be buffering that salt, so I'll have a bit more salt than what this otherwise uses. Alright, that's interesting. I have yellow belt here, apparently. And, like, a segment of red. Okay, let's get rid of that segment of red. So I've just made my belt issue even worse, since I am lacking in belts, apparently. That, as they say, is that, I guess? What is this doing here? Why do you exist? And you don't even have pipe. Why do you exist? Do I need hydrogen for something? I don't think so. No, this die. Go away. What next? Oh hey, there's totally an exilate reserve there. Hmm. Oh, has it been updated? I guess it's been updated now. At least has been pushed forward. Whoa. Okay. Hi. Yeah, this is nice. So the texts are different now. I would like this. I would like this. Yeah. That tech is good. I like that tech. Hello, Jessa. Welcome to the stream. I am just trying to take care of a couple of bottlenecks that apparently are stemming from the lack of sodium hydroxide that I have right now. I have a lack of sodium hydroxide, and ideally, by building this out, I will have a lot more sodium hydroxide. By building this out, I will have significantly more. Hopefully. Good to see you back to a good game. Ahem. I mean, Shield is a good game. Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's a good game. Not like a good story, but it's a good game overall. Everything has its strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, I'm sort of using all of the sodium hydroxide coming out of this right now. Actually, huh. Yeah, that could be a issue. Why not enough salt? Could have sworn I had enough salt to feed all this. Anyway. Apparently, there is insufficient salt coming in. Oh well. And it looks to be from insufficient saline, which that's a harder problem to fix. A little bit, because that means insufficient tar, which means this isn't making enough tar? Wait a minute. We're full up on coal. What's going on here? Are they just not fast enough? Where's your input? Oh, you're kidding. Well, that would be a problem that's been there for a long time. For a very long time. Ahem. La -di 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 -da. You see, this would help. Yeah, it would help if half of my coal to coke destructive distillation plants were actually being fed. You know, that would be helpful. That means I have to run all the way back and do the same exact thing to the other setup that I just now placed, by the way. I have to do this over here now, too. back again to where we just were to fix that, because that same problem exists over here. Let's not forget about that. So that'll be a bit more salt coming in. That'll give me just a little bit more salt, and that'll give me just a little bit more sodium hydroxide from my current setup. Yeah, I knew something didn't look quite right there. Maybe if I actually paid attention to the red dots of bottleneck. Maybe if I actually paid attention to bottleneck every so often, things like that would be more apparent. But yeah, as it turns out, I apparently don't pay much attention to these things. It's like, oh yeah, dots. That just doesn't trigger in my mind that what they mean. There we go. Functional. Now it should-ish work. I'm gonna get rid of some of these limestone extractors because they are not required. And the reason they're not required is, well, I'm not using any limestone in this. This is actually limestone neutral. It just, like, I only need, like, one. One building is fine here, not having 6. I don't need 6 here, technically. So, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of, like, all of these, actually. I don't need all of them for this. Only one is needed to kickstart things, and after that, well, it's not needed at all, technically. So just the one to start feeding the initial limestone in, and then we're good. Actually, are you even feeding it in? The initial input for this? No, not this. This right here. You. Hi. Hello, limestone. It goes in, it splits, it goes up here, it goes this way. Yeah, that's extra. Comes in, goes... Yeah, it does feedback. Okay. Good. It does not need to feedback with blue belt, though. That much is not required. I don't think I need that much. Okay. That looks a lot better. Now let's head all the way back. I guess I can technically start working on the plan for the uranium setup. While everything is building, I can plan out what I want for the uranium processing setup, which I have to figure out, well, where the heck am I going to do that? Somewhere. Somewhere, I think, is the answer to that. I don't know exactly where. It'll be somewhere. By the way. Huh. So yeah, there was someone on the forum that was like, the recipe for Relesia Plantation Mark II uses like 100 of the Mark Is. To which I said, in response, you can't even make them. The recipe is not available right now for those. Yes, there's always one of those people. So yeah, there was a comment in the forums that I saw today that got posted about that, to which the response is, "You're dumb. Uh, it's not actually available." And that, well, the thing is, these buildings, these buildings exist not in Pi Alien Life. They exist in what's currently available in the current state. They don't. People don't realize that these recipes don't get unlocked by any tech right now. They are placeholders, essentially, for what is to come. So people see that these exist, they see what the current recipes of these are, and then they complain about what the current recipes look like, even though they're not going to be made available until after the release of Alien Life. At which point, the recipes are going to likely be very different anyway, in how to make those buildings. So moving on, I was going to do something for better Aramid, but as it turns out, I was just dumb and wasn't even making the sodium hydroxide in like the way that I had originally intended. Oh boy. Yeah, so that should help a lot with my sodium hydroxide situation. Oh yeah, I should totally have like a lot of glass by now. Where is all of my glass? Hold up. I know that I set up somewhere close to here processing of the glass from here into actual glass. Where did I do that? It was straight down, wasn't it? Um, Where did I put this? Here, let's play Follow the Robots. Let's play Follow the Robots, the next robot that comes and picks up stuff from here. The robot should get a square around it, the one that's coming to pick it up. Here it comes. Here it comes from the right. Coming to pick it up. Which direction is it moving? Down. Alright, let's play Follow this robot. Let's play Follow this robot. That'll tell me exactly where my production is. Alright, it's going down and this way. Down and this way. Wherefore art thou? Here. Here! Right here! Okay, yes, it is full. There was a time I didn't have enough glass, so I was very much interested in seeing how that was moving. Hey, look, it's more sodium hydroxide. Hey, it's more sodium hydroxide. It's actually making it to the chest at the end now. Hey, I wonder what the issue was here. Yeah, I've got salt. I've got salt now. Yeah, totally didn't forget that you need to do an input onto these 3DDCs to make enough tar to process into saline to make salt, to make enough salt to feed your sodium hydroxide production to, you know, produce more than what you need to feed this entire line for the rayon to then shove excess into a chest at the end to use for the rest of your base. Yeah, that's a thing that just happened. Anyway, I need buildings. Whatever happened to to that flowchart that I had? Oh gosh, where did I put the flowchart? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not on that screen. Well, I guess I'll have to find this flowchart ye old-fashioned way. Forums.factorio.com. Ahem. Mods. Mods. Pie mods. Pie mod or pie charts. There we go. Pie charts Imgur. Yeah, here we go. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Now wherefore art thou? You. Hi, flowchart. Yeah, that's the flowchart I need. Right there. Okay, uranium. Uranium. I will do that. Hi, here's uranium. So if we remember from the last stream, we discussed uranium a little bit and looked at this chart a little bit. This chart is not fully up to date in terms of the building types back here. Some of these buildings have changed. And it's also not iron ore. It's also not iron ore. From iron mine or ore patch. Yeah, no, this is uranium. Ahem. This is uranium. A number of these buildings are a bit different than before. I think I have written down what the buildings are that I need somewhere. Somewhere, I've written this down. Hello, Immortal Sniper. I am just going over the uranium chain now. I'm at the point where I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to find where I made my notes for the uranium chain. And I've just said that this is old. That this is old because at the top here, some of these aren't, like, two of these steps are no longer agitators. They are something else at the moment. I'll go through this again. I think I may have just found my notes. Okay. Let's get back to game capture so that this we can do things. We can do things. Well, that flowchart doesn't take into consideration any like other byproducts. It doesn't take into consideration outside inputs or anything like that. It's just a simplified. It's the simplified version. The absolutely simplified version. I'm gonna need buildings. I'm gonna need buildings, and it's going to start with jaw crushers. It's going to start with jaw crushers. Also, we're going to be turning our grade 1 into grade 2 impact crushers. We are then going to powder in secondary crushers. And then we are going to screen for 20% powder. And then leaching. Yes, this is where the chaos begins, and then this is the point where I have to like be looking at hydrocyclones, hydroclassifiers, and thickeners going forward. Those are the three main points. Yes, I know that this is also going to require a lot of the iron ore dust as well at a certain point in this. Yeah, so from here, leaching station for the uranium pulp 1. Uranium pulp 1 into pulp 2, agitator. From pulp 2 into 3, leaching again. And then I'm going to guess that from here it'll be the agitator again. Yeah, agitator. So every single one of these steps used to be agitator. Now it's leaching, agitator, leaching, agitator. And then it's from here, our enriched pulp, that we will go to the 50% and 45%. And this is where we're going to start needing our hydrocyclones, our hydroclassifiers, and our thickeners. And fortunately, with the flowchart, this does seem to still be accurate with the hydrocyclones, thickeners, and hydroclassifiers. What's nifty as a good way of thinking about this? A good way of thinking about this is that hydroclassifiers go to hydroclassifiers and a thickener. Thickeners will go to other thickeners. Thickeners will only go to other thickeners. So if you build this out as hydroclassifiers down the line, and then do the thickeners, that should be the, like, easier way of doing this, and just know that there's one hydrocyclone at the very beginning, after the initial hydrocyclone. So it's hydrocyclone to hydrocyclone and hydroclassifier. From that second hydrocyclone, it's to thickeners, and then it's thickeners all the way, and they loop back. And it all ends with an evaporator. You have a single building setup? Well, I'm about to make my own single building setup. That is exactly what I'm going to be doing right now, is a single building setup all the way down the line. Well, I should probably take that back. This won't exactly be single building setup. I want to process a little bit more than what one building, I think, can process. But let's go to the mall. To the mall! To the glorious mall. Is this moving yet? No, it's still lacking. How much ore does the single building setup process? Is the question that I have. If I just do one building of everything, how much ore does that effectively process each? Because that's the real question. Because if a single building setup, uranium. How much uranium? I don't really care about the iron as much as I do the uranium. How much uranium would a single building setup actually process per second? You need to look it up. All right. Because if it's like significant, then yeah, sure, one building is fine for the whole line. If it processes like 3 or more, 30 to 40 uranium per second on one building each, all the way up to 70%. Or are we talking one building each for the, like, back half? Hold up. How much? Well, I guess I can see here. One jaw crusher. How much does a single jaw crusher process? That's another good question. The pulp area one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. So the whole like hydroclassifier, thickener, agitator, etc. Yeah, in the crushing part more than one. I figured that would be the case. More than one in the initial crushing. Um, so you're maximizing into the first pulp step, which so the first leaching station or the first agitator is where you start with the ones, with the singles. The leaching station to make the pulp one. From then on, just one building. And you're maximizing the input into that first leaching station. Yeah, to 1 to 2 at the end of the 70%. Yeah, that I figured as well. Yes, okay, yes, that's to feed the leaching station. Alright. Let me pull in some glorious, wonderful, and beautiful jaw crushers. You using the Mark 1s or the Mark 2s? You're not even maximizing, alright. Or the Mark 4s. That's a question. Are you using Mark 4s as well? Because that'll be another difference here. You built around a 30 ore input. Yeah, I'm not even remotely close to a 30 ore input. Yeah, and you are using the Mark 4s. So cut that by a lot. Yeah, that's fine, I think. So if it can do like 10 even, I'd be okay with that. There's jaw crushers, impact crushers, which I always forget where these things are. Secondary, I know I need secondary. Impact, no, not these. These Mark 2s. Mark 2s, not Mark 1s. %of the time, the Mark 4s don't do anything. Alright. That's also good to know. I'm just trying to get to Mark 3. I'm just trying to get to Mark 3 as non-zero amounts of Mark 3. That would be great. I would like that very much. Speaking of which, uranium. Well, it's moving. Uranium is moving. That's about all I can say about that right now. It is... I think my speed on the uranium is just limited by the amount of gasoline I'm throwing at this, technically. And it is moving at max. The glorious megamine for uranium. The glory of the megamine. You might be forced to avoid overflows. Yes, I'm imagining that would be the case. I want to use beacons, but I need a lot more modules for that. I have a insufficient supply of modules. Very insufficient supply of, well, all of the things, technically. All of the things are insufficient right now. Apparently I have a copper issue. Why do I have a copper issue? Copper. Why are you problematic? You are not allowed to be problematic, Copper. Oh. Maybe with, like, half of my mines being completely tapped out, that might cause an issue. I think I might have a little bit of a problem with my mines right now on copper. I didn't happen to... As I was just about to say, I didn't happen to build, like, right next to a copper monolith, did I? Or a copper node? I built right next to a copper node. Alright. Well, that helps. That helps a little bit. And I've got processing right here. Hey, and I've totally got a I've totally got the tin Megamind right here with the access to the thingies. So I've already got the drill heads, the mega drill heads here. They're right here. The mega drill heads are right here. So just split them up. There you go. Done. Mega copper. I would just need to actually make the mega copper mine, which I should have a spot right here. Mega Mine Central. That can give me a mega copper mine. I really don't need this. For reference, I don't need any of that input of copper. I don't need any of it. I've got a lot. I am ground boring a lot of copper and doing copper in the base itself right now. Copper is something I should absolutely have some of. Where is my molten? Here. Hi, molten. This is, yeah, a chest with 5.1k in it of copper. And I apparently have even more molten here, so I can use another... I can do another thingy and be fine. We'll have more. More. The MOAR more of the copper. So, yeah. I don't need to do this, but I guess I'll do it anyway. You request the stuff. Don't request that much stuff. Do not request that much stuff, please. Please, God, no. Not that much stuff. That much stuff is not nice. And these stack to 10, don't they? Yeah. There does have to be... You have to be careful, too, on how much... So I care about how many are made because it's a lot of control units. And I'm still waiting on Fusion Energy Mark III. And I need Purple Science for this. And Purple Science needs the control units. So anytime I spend control units on something that's not Purple Science, I am just delaying my Fusion Energy 3. Why do I need Fusion Energy 3? I need Fusion Energy 3 so that I can make silver foam, so that I can make biopolymer. That is the reason for that. I need that for biopolymer. Alright, I've got both of these. I need leaching stations. I need hydro classifiers. And I'll need hydrocyclones as well. So let's just get these delivered to me. Stacks of 10 should be fine. That, I really don't need chromium. I really don't need to tap a chromium. I I I that's one thing that is not necessary. Nickel, probably necessary. I might want to consider tapping the nickel. I've got a couple of nickel here that I might want to tap. Uh, have I mentioned I have a few rocks of stuff around my base? Just a few, including iron. Including zinc. Zinc might be one to tap into. Hmm. Feels like cheating a little bit, considering the theme of my base, though, is supposed to be all around getting things infinitely, and rocks aren't technically infinite. Alright, have I gotten these? No? Yes. Yes, I got those. Hydrocyclone. Give me that. And that'll be it, I think. I think I'll have everything. Thickeners, that's the other thing. Can you... hello? Bring me leaching stations! Wherefore art thou? They are on the way, apparently. On the way from middle of nowhere, I guess. Because you have to wait for the... whatever robot was assigned, you have to wait for them to arrive. Come on, little buddies. You can do it. Don't need either of those. Or those. Or those. For now. Huh. Ah. That is just excess. I was like... I didn't remember I have multiple assigned down here at the bottom. Ah, there's leaching stations. Bring me the rest. I need the rest. These things I need all of. As well as the cyclones. Chop chop, hurry it up. I want to build things. I may need a few more tanks as well. I may need a few more tanks. Big tanks would be very nice. Just a couple. Actually, so storage volume 100k, storage volume 30k. This uses a footprint of that. This uses a footprint of that. How much total storage space did I just place here? 30 times 4. 30,000 times 4. Versus 100,000 in this amount of space. So, technically speaking, that, and you can even add one more row, 16 times 30,000 is 480,000. So, in case you're wondering, these things are trash. Don't use them at all, because the 30k tanks are so very much better. Did I need one more thing? Thickeners. Thickeners! I'm trying to remember where the... You are thickeners. Yeah. These 3000L tanks, much better than the 10,000L tanks in terms of space. Huh. Must be high pressure tanks and the other one isn't. Yeah, I guess you can say that. But just space efficiency wise, these win. Hands down. Don't know about any of the other ones, but I do know that these are winners. The thing is though, these big pie tanks have 4 outputs. Well, that 8 outputs, excuse me. It has 2 on each side, versus the 3000L tanks, which just have 4. So this has more potential outputs by having the outputs on the sides as well. Just things with which to bear in mind. I'm just gonna, like, go to where I'm gonna build this, I guess. And I'll be taking a break in about 12 minutes anyway, so we can at least get started on this. My halfway through the stream break. Okay, all the way out here, where I have built the new section of my base. How's the tin doing? How's this doing here? Are we processing yet? Sort of? It's moving. It's alive. It's alive! Wow, it's alive. I can't believe it. It moves. It's just completely and utterly dependent on how much graphite I have in here. Yeah, let's get the graphite. Go bring me graphite, please. Please, I need all of the graphite to process into molten. That would be great. If you would so please. I will build directly on top of regolite. How does that sound? I will process uranium on top of regolite. Alright, so I guess the first thing I need to do is take a look at that leaching, that first leaching station. Look at the pulp 1 and see that this is 0.38. Oh, I don't have any. I'm going to make the astute assumption that none of this is going to need be able to take productivity modules. Just gonna throw that out there. None of this will use productivity. It probably uses efficiency. It very likely uses speed. It will not use productivity because, yeah, it is ore processing, and ore processing does not use productivity. Unless it's very specific processing, which do use productivity. Most do not, some do. And this does not. That is acid. That is acid in, and that is steam out. Hi. Acid in, steam out. So I'm just looking at 0.38 from the previous step. Oh, screeners. Right. Hi, I need some screeners. I need a few automated screeners, please. Just a few of those. That'd be great. Yes, niobium and molybdenum are the only 2 that do use productivity, because they are the only 2 where the chain does not change. Hello, Logibots. Hello, Logibots. Eventually, I'm going to have all Mark IIs in here. The base cannot function if I get rid of all of the level 1s right now. He's just tracking all the pulps on paper. Yeah, I'm gonna be writing things down, definitely. I don't physically write things down. I use my notepad next to me. Notepad++ app next to me. I think I've got the graphite now to properly make bunches and bunches of tin. Huzzah. I am making the tin. The tin is being made. It looks like I need a bit more of this as well. So let's get a bit more of that. Just a bit more of that. I could just shove it directly, because you know I've got a little bit. I've got a little bit in a chest over here. Just you know, a little bit. We did that in the previous stream. That was the previous stream, day 96. Today's day 97. I want to throw that out there. We're almost to 100 streams. We are approaching 300 hours in this base. Not 300 hours streamed of it, but 300 hours in the base. Ah, beautiful robots. Have you brought me my stuff yet? Yes, you have. Alright. Good. As a disclaimer... What is this disclaimer? You. Aha! Cool. From your math without precise loop... unexact. Yes, your math was unexact. I'm assuming math was going to definitely be inexact. So, one of these can feed like 2 of these. Not quite 2 of these, but you get the point. I don't need to feed this. And this is 1-to-1 from powdered. And powdered is from the secondary crusher, I think. Yep, from the secondary. That's 1-to-1. Okay. Impact and jaw from here. Impact, jaw. Alright. Let's look at all of this output-wise. Okay, so if I want to get 0.38, and it's all 1-to-1, 0.38, well... Huh. So, what step was it again that you said was being fed 1-to-1? Because this is all 1. The answer to this is 1 across the board. This is 1 across the board. You might mean after the pulp steps, where it's 1. So let me then continue this. It is did I get my agitators? Did I get agitators? I totally didn't get agitators, did I? Agitators! Agitators, what the heck is that under again? Agitators, there we go. Give me agitators. You use old buildings. Well, that's true. Yeah, you're doing that from before the introduction of the Mark II through 4 crushers and screeners and all that. I don't care about the iron ore part. I can ground bore the iron ore. That's fine. I have infinite iron ore. Infinite, I say, infinite supply of iron ore. I don't care about how much iron this is going to take. I have infinite. I may need to expand my infinite, but just for all intents and purposes, consider I have infinite right now. And if I really have to, I've got, you know, these. I've got 55 million units sitting right here of the iron. If I really need that much, and I have another 31 million right here that I can tap into very easily. And another, let's see, that's all 10, and another 11 mil right there. I apparently have even more. I have the 10 here at 32. I have a 77 and a 9.3 there. Iron 38 mil right there. Iron 20 mil right there. Right in there. I'm Not gonna worry about iron. And I've got powdered. In fact, I should probably have a little bit more powdered from, vanadium. Oh, hey, I'm apparently producing an excess of vanadium. Hmm, interesting. Oh yeah, so vanadium. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Just gonna throw that out there. So yeah, a lot of it no longer uses productivity anymore. A lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it no longer uses productivity. Agitator, you, that, that, and then hydrocyclone for that into that. Remember, this is going to make 50%, and that's going to process 50% into 65%. And then this is also going to give us 45%, and that's going to go into the hydroclassifier line, which, yeah, that's going to do all of that. And then there's going to be the, what was it? Thickener line? That, and that. So, yeah. Hey. And it all ends in an evaporator. It all ends with an evaporator. Ta-da! It's the chain. Say hello to the vanadium chain. There it is. That's not vanadium, uranium chain. There's the uranium chain right there. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's quite literally the whole thing. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. Unfortunately, we've got logistics to take into account, and that's what a lot of the time is going to be. And that's where a lot of the time is going to be. Is spent in the logistics of actually connecting everything together, and all the pipe work and all the buffers and all of that. But it's time to take a bit of a break. When I come back from the break in a few minutes, we will be working on getting all of this sorted, including numbers of buildings and all of that. So I hope to see you all shortly. All right, let's get on with it, shall we? Speaking of, so Mortal Sniper pointed out that vanadium had been changed from iron ore dust to iron oxide. I don't remember if I actually changed that. I did not. I did not fix that. So yeah, that's a thing that I need to go over and fix real quick for my vanadium chain to keep moving. Yeah, so that was a change that Pyanodon made to the vanadium chain. Thank you so much for reminding me about that. It slipped my mind that that was a change that was made. No longer uses iron ore dust, uses the iron oxide, various iron rusts, good old rusty iron for all this glorious stuff. Vastly reduces the amount of iron ore required down to, 0. Because you can get iron oxide without iron ore. So you no longer need to spend iron ore, technically speaking, as a requirement for the vanadium chain. It's amazing. It's excellent. It is very nifty. Very nifty. Iron is used quite a bit in other things, and it was a lot. It was a lot as it was by using the dust. Now, the point being made here from Immortal Sniper is that it's the exact same situation with the uranium chain. The difference between vanadium and uranium is that vanadium is inherently bio-based. And I'm uncertain as to the actual process in real life of refining uranium, as it were, of processing uranium, and a lot of this stuff is based off of real life processes. So it may be that iron in that form, or in some state that's similar to that form, is required to process uranium to that degree. So yeah, this now uses iron oxide, not dust. And I have got iron oxide. Same ish. Oh, no, that was the only step that uses the iron. The other stuff uses tailings dust, which is a lot better. That is all fine. And now my vanadium chain should actually move. Yeah, that'd be great. It's because my vanadium chain wasn't moving at all. Now let's have it move. That'd be great. Spend some of that iron oxide. So, let's get back to the logistics work on building out that uranium processing chain. So, those are the buildings. I put down the buildings that you need for the chain up through 70%. There is no required purpose for going any beyond the 70% powder, evaporating into 70%. There is further processing that you will eventually be able to do, but that only gives you, like, the ability to do Mark V fuel rods and such, and those things are not, as far as I'm aware, they're not required to complete, quote unquote, the game. So yeah, let's do this. Logistics. For logistics. Glorious logistics. Lots of pipes, lots of glorious tanks, I'm sure, are going to be required for this. Pipes, tanks, all that good stuff. What I'm going to do, I'm going to probably be using this entire space in this quad here. Let's see what it would take. So, how much 70% powder should I scale for? I wonder. Let's just do the one. This is our back step, our final step in this process. This final step is going to exist. This is going to live all the way down here. So, ta-da, you will live all the way down here. And I have beautiful tanks. I'm going to do this differently. By the way, Pyanodon, the mining time on these tanks is a little not good. It's a little bit not good. That's what I'm going to do for that. How many are there? 9. What's 9 by 30k? 270,000. This will be, like, what I do. This is officially my buffer, right? And I have ports that I could vent excess. So if I get excess, I doubt I will ever get excess 70%. Like, I doubt I will ever get excess 70%. So realistically speaking, this isn't required here, but I want this blueprint. I want that as a blueprint so that I can use it for other things. I'm going to keep one there and shove everything into it, and that'll make my 70%. And this will, of course, offload into a chest. Going back one step, just one, is this. It is a thickener. That is the previous step. That will give you the 70%. It will give you 70%, and it will also give you 43%. It takes in 65 and 35. 65 and 35. Oh boy. Yeah, 65 and 35. Now, 65 comes from hydrocyclone from 50. That's fine. I'm not concerned about that. What we're going to be concerned about is getting into 35. Getting into 35. That's where a lot of this complexity shall begin. The complexity shall begin. This will live right here. Now, I am going to need a buffer for 65 and for 35 and for 43. Oh boy. Yep. Alright. Where am I going to put this? Doinky, doinky. No. Yes. I was about to say, let's do it there. No, you can't. I could do it there. Or there. Ooh. There's an idea. Doink. And doink. You know what? Let's just place a whole bunch. Let's do, like, the whole line. Let's just match all the way across. So, there's a whole bunch of buffers. I didn't align those last four right. Oops. There. 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 Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. That better be fine. That better be fine. Yeah, there's a whole nother section of this chain, actually, that actually feeds into vanadium if you do it, but you don't need to do it. Huh. And it processes the 70% uranium fluid into yellow cake in the end. But as I was saying, you don't need to make yellow cake because yellow cake's only used for things that aren't required to beat the mod set. So yeah, this will be this will be the 43%. I need a 65 and a 35. I guess you can be 65. And then this one will be the 35. Now you produce up to 66.67. That's a bit more than 50. That's a little bit more than 50. Things. Glorious things. Tanks. How many tanks is this? A lot. 90 times 30k of storage. Yeah. So that's the 70% there. The glorious 70%. Now, these beautiful things are actually next. These are next. Why are these next? Well, it will be easier to do the logistics this way, I think. That will be ultimately why. I'll arrange them differently, but we've got 50% out, 50% in, 65% out. So this is strictly 50 in to 65 out. Hey, guess what? We have 65 right here. So we will do this. Feeding in right there. You make 66, you consume exactly that. Isn't that wonderful? You get 66, you make 33, so I actually need 2 of you. But I don't. But I don't. There is a reason why I do not need exactly 2 of these. Do I want to put it here? Do I want to put it here? I can't put it here. I can put it here or here. Which one of these tanks is going to be my 50% and my 45%? Let's put it here. 50%, and then this will be the 45. So this will be 50. I will put that there. I'll have to logisticize this. There we go. Then there's going to be a thickener. Then there's going to be a thickener that will also give us a 50%. Or a hydroclassifier, I should say, not a thickener. So this doohickey here. This is going to take in 45. This might actually be better underneath. So this is... yeah, probably better down here. Right there. This is going to take in 45. No, remember, 45 coming out. This is going to take it in. And it's going to give us 50 and 40. Half the amount of 50 as 45 in. Something tells me that going through this entire chain, that we're going to end up with exactly this. Or at least close to it. Something tells me that we're going to take all of this 45, and that it may just end up as extra 50, as doubling our 50. I think by doing this whole thing, like, logically speaking, that's what I would expect to happen. Just logically speaking. I would expect all of this to convert to this, to go into 65, to go into 70. After all the loops and such. Hopefully that's the case. If that's not the case, well, then that's just not the case. What? Oh. One more, buddy. 40%. I need a tank for the 40%. That'll be you. Alright, this set is 40, 40, 45, 50, 35, 43, and 65. That's what we've got thus far. Are you keeping track? I'm not. I'm not keeping track. I can guarantee that I am not properly keeping track of all of this. Okay. What do we need to deal with? The 35 and the 43 need to be dealt with. Or I need to get 35 and I need to deal with 43. So, and I need to deal with 40. So I'm going to, let's see, do I want to deal with the 40 first, or do I want to deal with the 43 first, or do I want to deal with the, stuffs? Get 35. Do I want to get 35? No, because that'll be at the end. Let's deal with the current stuff. So dealing with the 43 will give me 33 and 45. Okay, that seems like a plan. That'll be a thickener. Where is the 43 tank? This one. Alright. You are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are now going to deal with our 43%. Oh, joy, oh bliss. I've got lots of things, apparently. 45, 33, 25, 43. Why did I build buffers like that? Because I can. Because I felt like it. Because it gives me a bunch of input and output ports, basically. That's why. Just a bunch of input and output ports. Art! Ha! Yeah, art, sure. And because each one of these holds 270,000 units. Each one is 270,000 units. Because they're 9. They're sets of 9. And are expandable. No, these are 30k each, not 10. These are 30k tanks. I had this conversation, I think, as you folks were leaving. Like, by comparison, the 100,000 tank, you can fit 16 of these things in the space of 100,000 tank. You can fit 16 of these, and each one is 30k. So you can put 480,000 units of fluid in the space that a 100k tank would otherwise occupy. I know there's a setting that deals with the tanks, but it's... I thought it made the tanks hold less. I thought that made the tanks hold what they actually say in the name. This would be Pi Industry. Adjust storage tank capacity. That... I don't know what that does. It says adjusts the storage tank capacity. How? It doesn't tell you how. It makes the large tank 180k. It's still nothing compared to 480k. That's nothing compared to 480. In the default settings, I would rather have this. Granted, the downside of this is more entities, which impacts performance. So this is a lot more entities, which impacts performance more. technically speaking. So a 25 and a 43. Well, the 43 is right here. This would be the 43. Okay, I need you moved. Let's do it there. Let's not do it there. Let's do it there. Sure. This is going to be a lot of pipe spaghetti. Don't mind me. We're making pipe getty. Let's see. So that means this is 23 or 20, 25, 33. Do I have a 33? Do I have a 33? No. I don't. Because it's going to make a 33. There. Sure. Why not? And then 25. There we go. Are we having fun yet? With our glorious buffers. The glory of buffers. On all these things. Okay. Where am I? I am in need of 25%. I now need to deal with 33%. I have dealt with 43% from here. I am dealing with 43%. I am producing 33%. If we go down the chain, we use another thickener. Remember, it's thickener to thickener. Thickener to thickener. So the next process here... Oh, and we are also producing 45. So remember that this flows 45 back down through into here to make yet more 50 and 40. We still need to deal with the 40, but just keep in mind, thickeners feed other thickeners. That is the best way of describing how this works. Thickeners feed thickeners. So processing... That wasn't the recipe, was it? Processing the 33 into 23. I need you shifted over 1. 15, 33, 23, 25. Hey, it's our good friend 25 again. Hello. 23 is new. 33 is there. 15 is new. So 15 and 23. Not there. That I think I'm out of tanks. I think I've used all my tanks. All of my buffers. Time for more. Time for more. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was 10. That's 10 already. Oh boy. Oh joy. Oh bliss. Where am I gonna put these? That's a good question. Well, I'm not hurting for space yet. So it's like, oops. No, that would not be a good idea to hold down that button. Nope. That's not a good idea. Do not hold down that button. That's 9? 9. See how the difference in the space requirement? Badung? Badung? Why did that badung me when I'm in streamer mode? Why did you badung me? Did the stream crash? No, the stream did not crash. I think. No, stream is live. Stream is live. No, stream is fine. Stream be fine. Why does this yell at me? Like make noises. Why does Discord make noises at me when I'm in streamer mode and it's supposed to not make noises at me when I'm in streamer mode? That doesn't make any sense. That is BS. Please stop. Anyway, continuing. Yeah, I haven't even dropped frames. Like at all. This entire time. 0%. I have apparently dropped a grand total of 47 frames in the entirety of the stream, and I think all of that has to do with the loading of the game initially. So, yeah, there's that. Number next. Number of the next. It's another screener. Number the next is another screener. Not screener. Thickener! I keep mixing up the thingies. Thickener! Thickener. We need to deal with the 23% now. Next is dealing with 23. Down here. And guess what? This makes... the 15. Take in 23, send out 15. Also tailings. Also water in, apparently. Water in, tailings out. How many tailings out? Enough. That a singular to thingies. Bring me thingies, all of them. I'm tired of not having thingies. Sinkholes. Tired of the lack of sinkholes. Water. Enjoy. Enjoy your water. Although that's so interesting, though. One to one into 23. You'll always get 23 in a 1-to-1 from 33. And it's a 1-to-1 15 into 23. And this is 1 to half. 1 to half. So you half it each time. So this is a 0.5 geometric series. Oh, joy! A joy of bliss. 0.5 ratio. But you get 15 through another process as well, and we are doing that now. That is next, the next process here. The next process is these. Hydro classifiers. I've already built one, so we've got 3 additional hydro classifiers that I want to fit in somewhere. Time to make 3 fit. 1, 2, I don't know, 3. There. We have made 3 fit. And these in order are that one, and that one. Because I'm already doing the 40 down here. So, this will ultimately make 15 down here at this end, plus more tailings with water in. This will give us the 15 again, and it's half of the 20 in. This is going to take 30. It'll give us 20 and 25. 1 to 1, 30 to 20. This will produce 30 and 35 out of 40. 35. I've seen you before. 35 is all the way over here. So we have a tank. This is 35. I need... You know what? Hold up. Give me plates, please. Give me plates. Why have I not been using plates? 35. 45. 43. It was Chrome's fault, so you crashed. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. Don't know why that happens, but it happens at times. This one's 50? Yep, 50. I'm just realizing I really have to label these. 40. All right, 40. 25. I don't think pi is back yet. I might use that location. 33. This one is 15. And 23. I didn't need 8 of these, by the way. I didn't need 8 more of these, so I can get rid of some of these. Oh, he is back. Yay. Hi, Pyanodon. How's the, is this looking, about right thus far? I think it's looking about right. 40%. So I need a 40 in. Where is my 40? Oh, hey, I actually built it proper, like. 40 in. And then 30 and 35 out. Modern art. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Anyway, and then you... Wait, 35. Do I not already have a 35? Yes, I do. I do not need another 35. Excuse me. Need it here. That works. Yeah, and that feeds into the 70. Yay! There's your 35 feeding into your 70. Right there. There we go. So this tank is 30. Glorious 30. Right there. 30. In this. Next. 30. My wheels are spinning here. That's... no, it's not gonna work. 2. There we go. 30 in. Why? Why you do this? Back 1. No, don't steal my stuff. They stole my stuff. You don't see underflow valves. I'll get to that. I'll get there eventually. Eventually. I can keep adjusting as needed. I can keep adjusting. Don't you worry. I need a tank for 20 next, and then a thing for the 25. Who's 25? You're 25. You are 25. You are 25. You are 25. Hello. Ta-da! You are 25. Oh, hey! You output 25. Yeah, that works. How convenient. Now to actually, you know, store the 20. There. This will be 20. Hey, hey. That means you're not being used, and you're not being used right now. And then 15 is 20 in. Water. Should I do the thing from here? Nah. I could. Grab a, or you. There. There. You. 15. 15. Doink. No, that's the input. Avoid. Please avoid the input. That goes against the whole purpose of this. Okay. I did not need you. I might use you though, because this all begins with this stuff. Enriched pulp. Maybe I'll use this as the enriched pulp. So this wasn't used. And this wasn't used. And this wasn't used. And none of these were used. And this will be our enriched pulp. The honeycomb blueprint, yeah. This is just one building of each of these. And as I said, I made a probably incorrect assumption that the amount of U50, or where does this begin technically? That the amount of U50, that basically all of the 45 will become 50. Like, my assumption is that through the course of everything, that it's all gonna end up with the same amount, like doubling the amount of 50. Because that's the logical assumption, is that all of this 45 eventually becomes 50. But there's a whole bunch of other steps in this process, and it very likely is wrong. A very wrong assumption to make, but that would be how I would assume things to be, is that through the entire process, this whole process, in the end, as the number of cycles approaches infinity, that the amount of 50 that you're going to end up with is 66 and 0.6 repeating. That you're going to end up with 2x. That you're going to end up with the 2x of the original 50 out. That all of the 45 will give you enough, the same amount as 50 as you had. So that this is 1-to-1. So that the amount of total 50 in going into 65, going into 70 is 1-to-1. So that this feeds fully one of these. That's my assumption. And I'm sticking to it. And then, of course, the amount of 35 you get feeds this fully from the one out here of the 65. That the amount of 35 you get through this chain feeds enough in that it moves, that the chain moves fully, and that the 43, is it the 43 that gives you the 35? Somewhere around there, or no, the 35 that gives you, yeah, the 35 gives you 43, and that the 43 would get back into 35. Where is 43 going? It goes into 33. Anyway, my point being, the whole system should give you the stuff here from the one building each-ish to get into this. And that ends up with this, which is, you know, half. Half! Hey, half per second. And it's not going to be exactly 66 and 2/3. It's going to end up being half, ultimately. So, that's that. As they say, that is that part of the chain. Now for this part of the chain. And pulp, and all that good stuff. Auto-saving! There we go. Auto-saved. So we did all this. Yeah, would be nice. Hi. Hello, nanobots. Nice to meet you. So, 50. From one building. Okay. That's a 1-to-1. Hold up. That is actually a 1-to-1 ratio. That is actually a 1-to-1. Alright. That would be a 1-to-1. If my assumptions are true, if this gives me 50 out of uranium-rich pulp, I would end up with 50 at the end going into 70%. So, 50 in, 50 out. Into half. Half of a 70. Alright. Making that abstraction with assumptions. So, 1.5 iron ore dust to feed half per second of 70% uranium powder. So how much iron ore is it to make iron ore dust? To make 1.5, because that's a 3-to-1 of dust to 70% powder. Godzilla is an example of a uranium-rich creature. More like a radiation creature. It's a mutant. I'd call Godzilla a mutant from nuclear testing. Isn't that supposed to be the origin? It was from nuclear testing? Yeah. It's a result of radiation mutation. It ate a nuke. Alright, then it would have, I guess, some amounts, but if it ate it, it would have digested it, and it might have traces? What's the half-life of active uranium? Because then it probably wouldn't have lasted very long. Yeah, anyway. Getting too much into it. Let's see. But wouldn't you would need uranium to make the Godzilla creatures, Immortal Sniper. If you want to have the Godzilla creatures in High Alien Life, they would consume uranium to get these Godzilla creatures. They wouldn't be a thing. They wouldn't be a thing that would give you uranium. They would be a thing that consumes uranium. Ah, original owners of the planet. Okay, sure. We'll go with that. Either way, logistics time. Don't take away my things. We're gonna build this here. Right over here. And I'm building it right here because that's going to be doing that. And then this is going to be feeding in our last little pipe setup. There's that. You take steam in 165 C steam in. Gee, wasn't there a process here that had a steam out? No, it's a steam in. I thought that was actually steam out. Alright. Fine. And that's also steam in. Lots of steam. Lots of steam in this. And a few steps with sulfuric acid, too. You never did answer my question of how many ore it is per unit of iron ore dust. For reference. Guess I'll use... Nah, I'm not going to buffer the pulps. The pulps are easy enough. And it's 1-to-1 here. 50... Guess I'll have 2 of these. It will be easier this way. Actually going to take this and do it like that. Because this way I can do this. $220 iron ore plus 35 to 36 U plus 450 to 500 acid plus 1 to 2k steam. For 1 to 2 per second out. Well, I'm looking at half per second out right now. That's what I'm looking at. 0.5. So... Gosh. It's 100 ore per dust? By the looks of it, it's 3 dust per point, or per unit of 70% out. It's 3 dust per unit. From here, I'm assuming that this is the only step with dust. Because if this is true, it's 3 to point. It's 1.5 to 0.5, which is a 3 to 1. Yes, it's a 3 to 1. So how much ore makes the dust is my question. How much ore goes into a unit of ore dust? I can look this up. Ore dust, because dust is from G1. Yeah, dust is from G1, which is from processed iron, which is, well, it's from processed iron, but the processed iron makes G1, 2, and 3, and then the 3 and the 2 make 1 additional 1, and it goes from there. This is the last step before, yeah, pulp and slime. It doubles the amount of grade 1 from the screening processing of the 2 to and the 3 back into 1. It's a 2x multiplier. So it's from here, it's 5 processed basically into 2 G1. And then, so that's 2 dust per 5 processed. I think I've got that math right. So 2 dust per 5 processed, 5 iron per 3 processed. Five to 2, 5 to 3. Oh gosh. Alright. Alright, well, it fits. So 5 over 2. I'm like trying to get it straight in my mind. Get the units and the math straight in my head without writing it down. So it's 2 dust. It's ultimately 2 dust per 5 processed iron. So divide. So that's 2.5 processed iron per unit dust. 2.5 processed iron per unit dust. And 5 iron makes 3 processed. So if I have 2.5 processed per dust, and it's 3 processed per iron, I'm looking for iron per dust. So that means times 5 over 3? 4 iron, 4.16 repeating iron per dust. I think that's the answer there. So times 1.5 to get the amount. So it's 6.25 iron ore total per half per second, 70% out. Off of this one step right here. This one step to make the enriched pulp. 6.25. Assuming my math is correct in my mind. It's probably not. It's probably not. And that is the only step that consumes dust. Iron or dust. So you were saying about that whole 220 to make 1 to 2 per second. Because my calculation here would be for 1 per second would be twice that, would be 12 and a half iron ore per second. So where is all the iron coming from in this? Because I don't know. It could be that it was updated and that your current version is just different, Immortal Sniper. That could very much be that your version is just different. Anyway, I need 50 in this. This will give me 50 for the 1. All right, good. That means I have a little bit of wiggle room in the positioning here. Yeah, you were thinking about that too. Yeah, it's probably that maybe Pyanodon actually has adjusted this at some point, and your older version is well, old at this point. Maybe it was a lot more, but now it's not as much. Oh, that's oh, ooh, hi. Hello. I like this because it keeps the pipes close on the steam here. I know I have more steam required down here, but it helps. It helps a little bit. Just a little bit. With my pipe logistics. That would be that. And then this takes solid powder in. Oh. Of course. Of freaking course. Of course. Of course, of course. Of course, it's 2. Of course it would be 2. There we go. Much better. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Moving right along. I need 0.5 of the 20. 0.5. Wow. Wow, that's not a lot of uranium ore at all. That ends up being 1 G2. 1 G2 total. Ooh, from 2.5. And I only need 0.5. I only need 0.5. That gives me 1. I can double this! It can be doubled! To process 2.5. Wait, is that actually... Because it's 1 to 1. Yes, it's 1 to 1. So If 2.5 makes 1, and then 0.5 makes 50, so if 1 makes 100, that's twice this. That makes 1 per second of the 70% in the end. Ish. So 2.5 makes 170% per second. That's not bad. That isn't bad. If that's accurate, that's not bad. Of course, that assumes that it's accurate, and it may very well not be. Yeah, that's actually decent. Halfway decent. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's well achieved. Done. I really didn't want to use any belt for this, but we're at the point where belt will be required. That will be that, and I will have sand, of course. That I will need to deal with the sand. How will I deal with the sand? Good question. These are great questions. How am I going to deal with sand? Do I have a, where is... I guess I don't have that blueprint handy. So I will make another. Ahem. Where? Where is always a good question. For this, doink, doink, and... No. Doink. Ba. Ba. No, I am defaulting to the wrong thing. This is a basic burner setup. What is special about this burner setup? This burner setup will never choke. I prefer this setup for the burners because this will not ever choke. It will never back up on ash. Because it feeds the central burner here is exclusively for burning ash, and it will burn its own ash by the loaders here. So any ash that it produces while burning ash, because for some reason you can end up with ash when burning ash. You get your ash back. So it can cycle itself, and then these will offload their ash into the middle. And this is my quote-unquote basic burner line. Why I haven't had it blueprinted, I don't know. And this should be well more than enough. Actually, I will do it the opposite way on this stuff here. So much for not using belt. So much for not wanting to use the belt. Ahem. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat. I've cheated. So the extremely fast belts on the underground, it has an underground distance of a max length 35, so a gap of 33, which is significantly better value than using standard units of belt. Like, significant. better. I need to filter out this stuff. I'll do it here. Sand. Sand, I need you. There, right there. Go. All that belt saved right there. Next, you. Oh, more sand, is it? Ahem. More sand, is it? Here, have some sand. Some glorious sand. Otherwise, feed directly? Yes, feed directly. That will work. You take in G1, and to make the stuff, you take in... So this is going to need a belt in for the G2. So just bear that in mind. That will need a belt in for the G2. Yeah, sure, we'll do it. We'll do it this way. You'll produce gravel. I will filter gravel and stone out from there. But, yeah, so there's that, and there is that. G2 uranium. Is that it? Stone, right? Stone. And... Alright, I could do that, and then I can output the gravel on this line. And then filter the gravel. Which side does it output on when going down? I always forget, but that will fix it. Right. Right. You that side. There we go. I think we're good. I just need now to... Not there. That's that. That would be that, as it were. And just uranium in. Like, that's it. That's it. That's all. So that's the initial part of the setup. I do still need to do the logistics on the stuff and the things. Now, let's be a little bit clearer. The steam and the H2SO4. Right, this would help if you had some power. Everything needs some bit of power. Even all this. Can add some redundancy there. Alright, I think that's power to everything. So I just need a bunch of steam. I need a... Well, if I need a bunch of steam, this actually is handy that I also need a burner line. So I will grab coke from here, plenty of coke. Yes, this will be nifty. How much? 150... 225? Not quite. It's... Yeah, it's like 168.75, somewhere along those lines. Yeah, 168.75 from there. Minimum. Plus 150. Plus 100, so 418.75 on the steam. It's a fair amount of steam. Divide by 60, that's 7 boilers worth. Am I carrying around boilers? I used to. I used to carry around boilers. Am I not right now? I don't know. Boilers? Boilers. Boilers. Nope, I don't have any boilers on me. So, gotta wait for those to be shipped down. Hydrochloric acid. Sulfuric acid, excuse me. Sulfuric. How much of this? 50... 50 plus... Is that like 15? $14.0625 plus 50 75. Yeah, 50. That's 64 units for that. Do I need anything from here? No. No, I don't need anything here. So it's just 64 units. 64.1 of the sulfuric total. Oh, hey, and it's we're moving. Oh, right. Duh. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, this would help. Right there. That would help. And... yeah, slowly this is getting the coke in. Alright, where is my nearest sulfuric acid? I've got a few pipes of stuff and things scattered about the place. Sulfuric acid is... oh, hey! So, yeah, I built over a little bit of uranium here at some point. I don't think I have any produced locally, and I don't think I'm using any locally. So if I have sulfuric acid, it would be used... it would be being used in some of this stuff. Oh, hi. You aren't connected to the main line, are you? No. Let me find my main line. Where is my main line of sulfuric? And where does it go? I want to get this done in like 8 minutes. Where is it? Hey, buddy. Where are you? Here. Mainline sulfuric. Wait, where do you go? Nowhere. Down. Down is where you go. Pumped out from here. Alright, I will take this, I will bring it over, and I will bring it up. It's as simple as that. This now has all of its stuff. I should have my boilers now. Do that. Get power to the things. Get that to there, that to there. Say hello to steam. Right. Water. Why? Why no wells? My wells! Bring me my wells. I need my wells. Must have wells. Not that many wells. Stack size is 5 on them. Alright, let's get the sulfuric line going. Must see non-zero today of the 70%. No, let's go this way. So, you may have noticed, this only takes half. Boink. This only takes half-ish. So, I've got space to do the thing known as doubling. Not like I don't have the space to do the doubling. And making the assumption that this is not the last major input, excuse me. I still need one more thing that I need to request while I'm here. You know, this stuff called iron ore dust? Yeah, that's necessary. And it needs to be requested. Which step was that? This one? Yeah, give me all of that. If I have it, I do. Whole 6.25 per second of iron that takes. That is consuming. Ish, assuming my in my head math was correct on that. Alright, let's keep this pipe going. Gotta keep this pipe going. Thank you for the additional pipe. Random Mark II bot. Almost done. We've almost got this. Almost got the 70%. What are you trying to do that you are all out of energy? Little Mark I bot. Hope I don't have to move the line I'm drawing. Uh-oh. I thought so. This way. Okay, we're here. How do I want to route this now? Always, good question. How am I gonna route things? Well, over here, let's go from this side, I guess. Alright. There. That to there is the mission. Ta-da! Alright. Now, let's head back, have a look, and see it move. Let's watch as this moves. This uranium processing. Why did we do this uranium processing for 70% uranium? Because 70% uranium is required for heavy fermion material. That will be a very important material going further. Heavy fermion, very important for science. It's for science! But I wanna see this move, and I wanna see what if I'm making any grave errors. How many grave errors have I made today? Give me... Why do I still not have stone water wells? Excuse me? I was way over there, you still haven't given me my water wells? You lazy bums, why have you not brought me my water wells? Come on. Hurry it up. In the meantime, water. Old-fashioned way. I need water. Like, right now. Water! Moves! Alright, you're alive? You're alive? You're alive? You're moving? You are trickling because the, fluid mechanics. Because fluid mechanics. It did a cycle. It did a cycle. It's about to do more cycle. Come on. You can do it. So this will be part of the tweaking going forward, is I'm going to need to add, valves and things. Oh, we've got 50 and 45. We've got some 50 and we've got some 45 there. But, alright, so the point being, everything should now move. And I should have eventually the 70% uranium powder. It should happen. It's just waiting for enough to fill this to do a cycle here, and enough of the 35 to exist, not just enough of the 60. They've got a whole bunch of tanks to fill, all that good stuff. It's just a waiting game, basically, as we progress here. Oh, hey, it's 65. We had a cycle of that happen. Cool. Yay. So that's moving. What about the 35? The 35 comes in from you. You are trickling in from the 40. From the 40, which is here. Yeah, you are now moving. So as soon as you fill up 100 units, and this will get faster and faster and faster as the tanks fill and can start pushing out the excess. Once we get that in the excess, oh hey, this one's we're moving. We're starting to move. And then how many units of the 70? 100. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Just about got the first set from the 65. Now we just need the 35 going. Come on, 35. Come on, 35. You can do it. You can do it. Where's my 35 tank? This is the 35 tank, isn't? No, this is the 35 tank. Clearly. Hi, 35. Welcome, my 35 tank. Now it will increase here. And as soon as we get 50 units in here, we'll have our first cycle. That'll give us 70%. Slowly but surely, we're moving. We're moving. I anticipate that this will choke. By the way, just FYI, this will probably choke. Why? Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, this might help. Yeah. That might help a little bit. Move! Again, lots of these various tweaks need to be made over time, and there are better ways of doing that right there. But as soon as we get 50 units here, we're almost there. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And there's our first cycle. There's our first uranium powder. There we go. 70% uranium powder, non-zero amounts. This will be used for heavy fermion material. That I can just make now. If I was carrying around a advanced foundry. Now get 2 to 3 per second. Yeah. That's gonna be the problem. Getting 2 to 3 per second. Getting bunches and bunches per second. Now get 2 to 3. Oh, you mean like copy this and paste it over here, and over here? That's 2. Multiply this by 3 more? Add 3 more of this and... Well, correction. Fix, like, I need to tweak this so that it operates smoothly. And then just like, increase it a lot. Just increase it by a lot. It's functional. It works. That's about all I can say about it, is it works right now, for now. And it may choke. It may choke along the way. But for now, we're getting the powder. I have advanced foundries on the way. There's picture. What picture? Your uranium. There it is. Yes, I shall look at that later. I still don't know why Discord is not respecting the fact that I am in streamer mode, and I should not be getting noise, period, from it. Well, in streamer mode. Anyway, we have reached the end of today's stream. I sort of want my dudes to deliver the stupid thingy so I can place down the Heavy Fermion. Because I can make the Heavy Fermion! Yay! I can make Heavy Fermion now. It's official. I can do this thing right here. I can make this stuff right here. This stuff I have, it is all on the way, apparently, except for the... Why do I not... Fuel rods? Hello? Fuel rods? The... What? Fuel rods? Why no fuel rods? Fuel rods. I needed them for something or other somewhere over... Somewhere? Somewhere over somewhere. Yes, that... Accurate. Accurate. Here. Right here. Fuel rods. Hello. Hi. Neobium. I appear to be bottlenecked on neobium, but you get the idea. I can make the things. It's 5 to 1. It's how many to 1 here? How many to 1? 10. 10 to 1. 10 to 1. 10 to 1. 10. 10 to 1. 10 to 1. So you're saying if I want 1 heavy fermion material, 1 per second, I need 10 70% uranium. 10 70% uranium per second of the powder, 10 70 powder per second. But this does productivity, right? This does productivity. This surely, this part, this stuff is productivity capable. This isn't. The powder isn't, but the fermion is. I'm pretty sure the fermion is for the productivity. So not quite 10 to 1, but really high. Yes, it does. That's what I thought. But it's only as many slots as the mark level of the building, so yeah. You can reduce it by a lot, but still, like, base 10 to 1, really? So if I do want 1 per second of that, I need 20 of these? 20 of this. 20 of this. And like 25 per second? Or in... Not 25, whatever amount in. Alright. Well, with that, minus field rods, apparently, we have fermion material. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live. Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can do all social stuff through the links in the description below the video. I don't know what I'm going to do next time. Hey, thank you for the follow, Crowl. I will be back with more of the Pyanodon's playthrough on Tuesday. I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly. Honestly, I'm still... Oh, and look, 300 hours on this map at this point. I'm still, like, going through the various things that you need for utility science, but I'm not actually going through these individual items, like the hyperelastic material. I'm going through biopolymer. I'm going through resin, zinc oxide nanoparticles. I might work on this next time, the zinc stuff. The zinc nanocompound. This chain of stuff might be what I do next time. Yes, I might do this next time because apparently this is involved in resin as well. So yeah, I might do the zinc stuff. That might be what we do. And eventually it's all going to lead into utility science and circuit 4s. Still need those circuit 4s. Intelligent units still need all this stuff. And scaling what I've already got too, that also might help. So it's still a long ways away from completion, but we're getting there, slowly but surely. There's our heavy fermion, technically, and I guess I need a output, don't I? I guess I need an output on heavy fermion. So once I get the field rods going again, it'll be heavy fermion. So that'll be what we do next time. I hope to see you all then. Of course, Thursday stream is more of the Morrowind playthrough. So Tuesday, more Pyanodons, and then the following Sunday for even more. Hope to see you all on the next streams going forward.